This duck, the one on the left, is actually a male mallard. A duck that's a bit more common in parts that are north of where I live, but he actually seems to be in eclipse plumage, which means that the green on the head isn't as bright, because during this time of year, they don't need to constantly be thinking about trying to attract females or anything. But as you can see, the rest of the body is very similar to that of, the normal full-blown green-head mallard that you'd see anywhere. Now, this guy right here is actually a hybrid between a mallard and a mottled duck. As you can see, most of the body patterning is very similar to that of a mottled duck, but that head patterning as well as the tail, the undertail being all black, is significant of a mallard. There's a little green anole in here. It's gonna pop his head out. It's just a baby little green anole. Right there. He's just gonna sit there for a little. Very young green anole. And he's gonna... This is actually Florida's only native species of anole, right here, the Carolina green anole. There's also a very similar Cuban green anole, but this is definitely a young Carolina, right here. This little bird right here on the ground is a female painted bunting. You can see that greenish and yellowish coloration on her. If this was a male, it would have a bright blue head with a contrasting red belly and green-yellow color on the wings and back. She seems to be eating stuff off the ground, either probably looking for insects or little seeds on the ground. That beak is very well adapted for eating a variety of different food items. This dragonfly sitting on this reed up here is called the metallic pennant. It's hard to see it from this angle, it only looks black, but in good lighting you could see shiny iridescent bluish color on the thorax. This bird right here is called an anhinga, and they're actually known for that distinctive behavior where they put their wings out in kind of a spread way, and the reason they do this is actually to dry off their feathers after a long swim or a hunting session while looking for fish. That's what that long neck and beak is for. The reason they actually have to do this is because they don't have an oily coating that makes their wings waterproof like most diving water birds do. Anhingas don't have that oil secretion, so they need to either flap off or use the sun to dry off their wings, which is a very interesting adaptation. So this little thing on the leaf right here is actually a gall, which is there's a kind of wasp called the gall wasp. But what they'll do is that they actually modify these leaves to create almost like a tumor-like structure, and then they lay their eggs in there, and then their larvae can live and feed inside of this little structure that they actually make the leaf build itself. The wasp doesn't build this, but instead makes the leaf kind of turn into this.